Yeah, as part of the process, we did try some of the additional services, such as the immunology and the genetic screening. I approached them with an open mind. I do have a science background, so I did look into them a fair bit. And what I concluded certainly was they can't do any harm, and also there is some evidence to suggest they help. Don't think you enter IVF lightly, and with all the information that's available on the internet, I'd be very surprised if someone came to IVF without having done a fair bit of research beforehand. And all of the stuff which, all the processes which you can do are all reasonably easy to look up online, and the information we were given was quite good. So yeah, I suspect everyone is a fairly well-informed purchaser, would be my guess.
My name's Fleur and I'm 37, and this is David, my husband, and our daughter Estella. A friend recommended the clinic, so that was why we initially came. We started off with the NHS, but things were quite slow, and they weren't going to do anything for a while, and we were quite keen to sort of keep things moving, really. Well, the first person we met was Zita, and she was our first appointment that we had, and we talked about nutrition and things like that. I think she picked up on the fact that we probably, we'd spent quite a long time sort of trying with sort of nutrition, and I'd also, an acupuncture and things like that, and that probably we wanted to kind of move things on a little bit. So then within a couple of weeks we saw Simone. He was, lovely, and we started, had all the tests. We were told it was fairly unlikely we'd conceive naturally, so the IVF would be a
better choice.
A good choice.
So that's why we pressed ahead.
Our first round in the November, which initially seemed to go really well, responded really well to the medication, sweetheart, and we got a pretty good number of eggs and embryos. But we put an embryo in, and unfortunately, didn't take. Simone recommended that when we did our second round of IVF, that I go down this sort of route of having the intralipids, and I was on sort of low dose, sort of steroids, and also carried on with the was it Clexane, the injections as well. We decided this time as well to do the genetic screening of embryos, which for us was just was perfect, because we had something like I think it was something like 18 eggs, we had 12 embryos, and 12 embryos made it to day 5 blastocysts, which is really good. But we had the genetic screening, and only one of the 12 was viable. And this was Estella, so amazing. But for us, obviously, it was just great to do the genetic screening, because if we hadn't done it, they'd have chosen,
we would have wasted years.
We would have waited a long time, probably having 3, 4, 5 embryos put in, which wouldn't have been viable. And who knows at that point if we would have carried on, because it's hard if I'd, having them put in and failing. Everyone was absolutely lovely. Simone was just so nice, so professional, really meticulous, thorough, but also very kind as well. And all the nurses were great. Always stop and have a chat. And when things either went well or didn't go so well, they've all been lovely. We really couldn't have wished for a better experience and a better place to have come for treatment.
The tests can't do any harm. There's some evidence suggests they help. If you're prepared to try them, then why not? I mean, we never felt like we were being sold something, so we made the decision that, why not give it a go? It can't do any harm. There's a good chance it'll help, so do it.